Doppelganger. That's fire. I like the curl.
The curl is it wet or dry? That should look dry.
Michael Cage had a nice curl though.
His shit was wet.
Yeah, yeah, he had a nice
Yeah,
curl.
his shit used to shine. I remember. Shout out Michael Cage, man.
Michael Cage will knock a nigga ass out too. So I might, you right. I am resembled him a little bit. He gonna knock a nigga ass out. We're down to the final two teams.
With all roads leading to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, we've teamed up with DraftKings, an official partner of the NFL.
Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Yes, instantly.
Download the DraftKings app now. Sign up using the promo code SMOKE for your shot at the crown.
That's right. New customers who bet just $5 will get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
Wondering what you can do with those $200 in bonus bets? Combine multiple bets together from the same game for a shot at even bigger payout.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code SMOKE. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SMOKE only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Welcome back to Unplug Weekly. Me and Jack will chop it up about what's going on. Jack, before I ask you how you doing, 1 second, please. Let me grab something real quick.
What you got there, brother? You said you was going to give me one, fool.
I'm going to. I got one. This is the one.
Hey, I know one thing, though. Just keep it real with me. Keep it
What's
real
that,
with
boy?
me. You didn't
Yeah.
have that shit. You didn't have that shit on in the first half.
I was wearing it and I was sweating it because I was mad and I took it off. Shit
Man,
had
I
me sweating,
called
bro.
everybody. I texted everybody in my family because my brother got my little brother that passed got everybody at 49ers family, and they all
Yeah.
sitting there like, man, I can't believe these motherfuckers. After the
Hey,
game,
bro.
I knew it. No, you didn't. You did not know
Nah,
nothing.
I didn't. I hoped we would walk them down, but not in that first half. I was sweating. I smoked 3 joints. I don't even smoke that much weed anymore. Like, I smoked 3 joints. I was mad as a motherfucker, bro. Especially, too, because C. Webb was talking shit. I told him to stop talking. Y'all not used to this. Pay attention to the game. And in the first half, they was running through us.
That
Second half
defense
turned
stepped
around,
up.
man. Second half. We'll
Yeah,
get into
man.
that a little bit later. But first off, congratulations and the rest of the team. We are nominated for an NAACP Image Award. One of 5 finalists, Outstanding Podcast in Art, Sports, and Entertainment. Congratulations to all the other nominees. This is dope, Jack. Good work, bro.
And congratulations to you as well and our team, man. Anytime we get
Yeah,
acknowledged for our hard work is always a good thing, especially by the NAACP.
definitely. So we'll be out there suited and booted to hopefully, win an award. Y'all make sure you vote. Voting ends March 10th. You can click the link in our bio and you can vote. Also, another congratulations in order. The Oak Hill Basketball Hall of Fame. You're getting your jersey retired in the Hall of Fame at Oak Hill, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, bro, and congratulations to you too for this, being inducted into the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame. I think for
Yeah.
both of us to be getting any type of acknowledgement or award for basketball is good for us because we did the stuff that didn't show up on the stat sheet. So to be recognized
hmm
by Sacramento and by high school, so it's an award that I actually wanted. It feels good.
So yeah, mine was football too. That was really where I put all the work in at. But yeah, no, definitely dope. Congratulations. You got a good group of people going in there with you. So we'll be out there representing. Recap, man. LA, we've had 2 dope runs, man. We had a run in New York that was dope. We just came back and knocked LA out. First off with Snoop, then Keyshawn Johnson, Rich Paul, Cheech and Chong.
Hmm.
We had a cool little run, man. Actually, shout out Deion Taylor for letting us use the
Yeah.
building. Thoughts on the LA? Thoughts on the last 2 weeks, man? We've had a nice little run.
Yeah, I'm just thankful, man. Thank God we off to a great start this year. New partnership, everything's going great, man. Just the guests we having, and I think we're starting to make our guests even more comfortable than our previous guests already were.
hmm
Considering when they see the Busta Rhymes episode, how some of his people saying, "Man, Busta never said that before." So I'm
Right,
just
right.
I'm just excited to start. We're getting off to with the new team. Everything's been a blessing.
Jack, there's been a crazy increase of scoring of late in the NBA.
Unbelievable.
Luka just dropped 73, Embiid the week before dropped 70, Book 62. Cat 62. You had an interesting stat when we were going through the walkthrough. What was your stat you said you saw?
And from 1985 to 2004, it was 8 60-point games. In the last 13 months, it's been 9.
Mm, mm.
No
Scoring.
defense. So I see why Steve Kerr complaining.
Yeah, Steve Kerr had something to say, obviously, about the surge in scoring. He said, just as we did 20 years ago as a league, when we wanted to open up the game, we changed the interpretation so we can easily go back and give leeway to the defender. Basically, what a lot of people have been saying is they don't really play defense out there. What are your thoughts on this, Jack? It's someone who was obviously a defensive-minded player.
I mean, they can't choose to go by the numbers when it's beneficial, but when I go by the numbers by the stat I just created, you can't try to deny that. Y'all not playing no defense, and it's just clear. And another way to see with Draymond being so physical the way he's played, the things he do is getting highlighted way more than it would if he was playing in our era because he's the only one playing aggressively and that type
Yeah,
of defense. So that's
yeah,
why he's getting highlighted so much. So they're not playing no defense no more. This is what they wanted, Matt. They wanted a high scoring game. They wanted
yeah.
guys to let people score and Ole go to the hole. That's what's happening.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely think you stand out now when you play defense. I mean, Draymond is a great defender, but like you said, when you come to think about defense, there's a few people that you think of because they just play hard on defense. Jack, I'm kind of torn. Obviously, as someone who loved to play defense in the league, like this, like just like you said, this is what the NBA wanted. This is why the game continues to grow. This is why the game is global. The NBA doesn't want those old 89, 92 grinder games. They want 130 to 140 and see a bunch of deep threes, dunks, and crazy offensive highlights. So this is where the game has gone. For the purists, I'm sure a lot of people are frustrated, but I kind of just feel like, whether you like it or not, it is what it is, and the game is as big as it's ever been now, and obviously the surge in scoring is why. Question: what's the hottest someone's ever got on you and your team, or one of your teammates that has gone off?
Uh, I remember guys scoring in the 40s and 50s against us, but I don't count them because I know they wasn't all that 50 wasn't on me. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I seen Brandon Jennings get hot and score 55. Obviously, I don't count Kobe because Kobe gonna put up enough shots to get 40 every time he play against us, and some nights he just shoot efficient. But I would have to go Brandon Jennings. They say Mike Miller gave me 50, but I got to go back and watch because I'm pretty sure I didn't get 10 or 15 of those.
I think Mike Miller gave you like 37 of that 45, but we're gonna
Nah,
go
probably
check the
about
stat.
probably about 4 free throws at most.
Shout out Mike Miller. Mine, Brandon Roy. When I was with Phoenix, boy, he gave us 52 in Portland. That was me, G Hill, Jay Rich. We was throwing everything at him, bro. That motherfucker was on fire, cooking. One of the
Hey,
best.
hey, hey, man, but you gotta think though. A lot of times the motherfuckers was giving us points, they wouldn't come down there and guard us on the other end.
They wouldn't guard you. I wasn't much of a scorer
Niggas was
like that,
running
but
from
yeah,
me.
yeah, because you want to put him in the post. Um, I've also got, been blessed to play with a lot of great scorers. Allen Iverson, obviously playing with and against Kobe, seeing him cook, seeing KD cook in the finals. It's dope to kind of see your teammate get going too. So, uh, crazy scoring up right now. Jack, do you think there will be a player? What do you think will happen first? A player hitting 100 or a team scoring 200?
I would say a player hit 100. I think somebody gonna hit 100, bro. Kobe had 80. These kids are only getting better. Now you see what Luke and them doing, and B getting 50 like it ain't nothing. So and as soft as these dudes is today in the game, dog. If they don't pick up the Draymond syndrome and just play defense, willing to fight to win a game, we gonna see 100 points before we see 200 as a team.
I'm thinking the other side. I'm thinking 200 as a team. I think one of these teams gets hot as Sacramento. Should even a Golden State. One of these teams that could just really shoot the ball well and really have one of those nights. I think the highest scoring game in the history was a 186 game scored by Detroit back in the 80s. But I think it's going to be on the flip side. I think both of them are going to happen within the next 10, 15 years. I think both will be eclipsed, a 100-point score and a 200 points as a team. But yeah, scoring is crazy right now. But on the flip side, the only teams that win are the teams that play defense. You can score as
Facts.
much as you want, but when it comes down to playoff, the game slows down. Each possession matters. That's when you got to get to it.
Hey, they talk
Next
and they
up, Go ahead.
They talking about Sacramento. Oh, they're a great scoring team. Now they start winning when they got Mike Brown, one of the best defensive coaches in the league. They had scores, but they've been
Yeah.
playing defense. They're a better defensive team now.
Well, this year they are. That was their Achilles heel last year. Like they're in the bottom half, the back half, like higher 20s. This year I think they're kind of in the low teen or high teens. But you would think, but actually that offense from Golden State is what they really took to it and really started
Hmm.
scoring. So now they are trying to work on D. Pause. In any in other NBA news, Adrian Griffin's out. Doc Rivers is in. When you first heard this, I mean, before you answer, they were 35-12, the number two seed in the East, the number two offense in the league, and the number 19 defense. So when you hear he's out and Doc's in, what first came to your mind?
Well, I mean, first, shout out to Adrian Griffin. I like him as a player. He was a hard nosed dude, wonderful guy, somebody that's super cool. But I just didn't see him as a head coach of that team. And then it ain't no disrespect to him. You know, I know he works hard to be a head coach, but I just don't see him as somebody who played. I just don't see him as a head coach of that team anyway. Um, and Doc Rivers, I mean, Doc Rivers is showing that, you know what I'm saying, your resume don't matter. You can lose 20 times in the third. You can lose. You can be a 3-1 and lose 20 times. And you know, I like Doc. That's my guy. We talk all the time. But like, it's just like it don't. It you have to. He knows somebody, bro. He knows somebody. Every time a job come, he the first person to get it, and you ain't won nothing.
Crazy.
Like, come on, bro. Like, it just it. And you done lost on the first round. I mean, you lost being a 3-1. How many times? The most in history. Like, I just don't get it. And they talking about defense. I didn't know Doc was a defensive coach. I didn't know Doc, and to be honest with me, Doc, you didn't win till you got 3 Hall of Famers. This ain't no diss. It's just the truth. Truth sound like hate the people who hate the truth, bros. I just don't see how
Mm.
he keep getting them jobs. I'm happy for him, but there's a lot of people out there that probably could do better in that situation.
Yeah, I was. It was interesting to me when he was, the first name that came to base, and he slid right in. Um, Very interesting. I think Doc's strength is motivational speaking and kind of making you buy in. I think he's really good at that.
Well, go on
Um,
tour. Start doing speaking engagements.
so from that kind of standpoint, I think he can motivate this team because this is a very talented team. Something big had to happen to Adrian Griffin for him to get fired, and I'm sure at some point it'll come out. But to keep it real, Jack, I think this is Doc's last go round if he doesn't make a go, and I don't think it's just this year. I think they're going to obviously give him another year after this, or 2 years. But struggled in Orlando. Was blessed with three Hall of Famers and a bunch of great role players. Was traded to our team with the Clippers, who were arguably one of the most talented teams in the league during that time. Didn't do nothing. Uh, from there, went to Philly, had Embiid, had Harden. Nothing really happened. So, it's a blessing to continue to get your name called and an opportunity. But he's been given a ton of talent at every stop, and he's only produced one. So I just thought there were some other coaches. Obviously Mark Jackson. There's some other guys out there that I thought could have got a chance, but it's I guess Doc's a good dude. So at the end of the day, probably just being a good dude is going to get you those opportunities. Trade deadline next Thursday, February 8th. Jack, we're going to be doing a live show on All the Smoke Productions YouTube. It'll be me, you, KG, Paul, Rachel, Rajon Rondo, and we got a special guest coming through the last hour of the trade deadline and a post hour after that. So I'm really excited to kind of see the movement and who goes where. And there's a lot of big names out there, Jack. Any names that come to mind you think need a new home?
Need a new home. I
Or you would
wouldn't
like to
say.
see somewhere?
Yeah, I would definitely like to see Deontay Murray out of Atlanta
Mm,
in a better situation where he's with some superstars and he can play his role. He can get back to playing defense. Probably, oh well, they ain't let nobody play defense, but get back to being a player he is because now he's more of a shooting guard in Atlanta. I think he's more of a point guard, and I think that's what the Lakers need. So just
mm.
Deontay Murray going to LA would be a good move. I would like to see.
That'd be interesting. Obviously, a lot of news, and we've talked about them, I think, on a few shows ago. But Golden State and coming towards the trade deadline, per Shams, our guy Shams, Warriors plan to gauge interest in Wiggins and CP3, and will also test the water with Klay Thompson. Klay will be a free agent at the end of the year. Jack, he still feels like he's a high money player. I think he just said that the other day. They owe Andrew Wiggins. He makes 30 per year up until 2027. Next year is only partially guaranteed for CP3. Clay wants some bread. And Jack, if you're the GM, obviously, everyone feels like Bob made a great move because he knew a lot of crazy shit was on the horizon. Are you giving Clay that money? I mean, you think what Dre got for 100, so I think Clay's going to want that, if not more. If you're Golden State, are you giving Clay that money considering the track record, or is it time to make a move?
But Matt, when they ask us these questions, they think we be hating on people money. And it ain't that. It's just, I got to answer the question. This is how I really feel. They fucked up when they gave Wiggins that money. Yeah, y'all got a good postseason out of him. You know what I'm saying? But y'all was questioning him before that. He played a couple good rounds in the playoffs, but y'all still paid him. Now y'all in a position right now where y'all need that money for Clay. Y'all owe Clay that money. And then
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you what else is fucked up. CP got to be thrown in the trade with this guy just to make the trade cool. You know what I'm saying? Because the trade is not attractive with just Wiggins. Y'all shouldn't have never gave him this money, bro. Y'all paid him this money thinking y'all was gonna get 3-4 years of what y'all saw in 2 rounds of the playoffs. That's wrong. Y'all was dead wrong. This was the player he was, but when y'all signed him that y'all was looking for, y'all got a little bit out of him for 2 rounds. He missed all these games again. Now y'all trying to trade him. They messed up by giving him this money, dog.
Mm. He definitely did kill in the finals. I feel like he was their second best player in the finals. I just think that in what if you want to call it a knock, he's just been up and down. He's amazing sometimes, and then sometimes he kind of blends in. But I think more what it is this year is the emergence of Kaminga. And I never really, I think from the outside looking in, I have seen some weird games. It's just like he sees that young boy behind him.
But
Pause.
they set
And
him down too.
Kaminga's a bro. Kaminga has been fucking killing, bro. He is
Since he
gonna
cut his
be
hair
a
off.
problem since he cut his shit. He still needs a better barber, young fella. Holla, man, I got a barber out there for you. But he's got the whole mid-range, dunking, shooting threes, catching lobs, playing defense, long, 6'9", 6'10". Like I feel Wiggins feels that pressure. So definitely to see what you can get for Wiggins, I think is a good move for this team. CP is going to be guilty by association. He's just getting older and making really good money. He's still coming off a hand injury, and then to see what it's such a tough question. I pose this question is out of the respect for what Draymond, Steph, and Clay have done for this organization, do you let them ride it out together in the sunset, or do you try to put the best possible team around Steph as possible for the remainder of his career and possibly have to trade one of those guys? So I'm glad those are decisions we have to make, but those are kind of the questions I think management is looking at.
They're gonna have to stay with that, Matt. They don't want to go from all that to just shit all of a sudden. Don't do that. Don't do
No,
that.
but I think to be
Cause
honest
they
with you,
they real
obviously
close to
I don't want
shit,
to
Matt.
see. Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, they are close to shit. I don't want to see it, but obviously I feel like you can definitely find something for Dre. Obviously Dre probably ending up in an LA Lakers situation. Clay's a shooter. He may not get the money he's asking for, but Clay still has another, 2, 3, 4 years in him. I mean, you can still get some assets or some pieces, and then Wiggins, people definitely give up something for Wiggins because he's younger. So, they definitely have big decisions to make. And I'm with you. I think they ride it out to the wheels fall off with these guys because they meant so much for the franchise. But you never know how the business side of it goes. Super Bowl is set. Patrick Mahomes went into Baltimore and handled business. Jack, I didn't get a chance to see this game. I was flying back home, but I heard it was a back and forth, and young fella Zay Flowers had a series to forget coming down the
Well,
stretch.
well, I mean, first off, man, it was a great game that Baltimore should have won. As you can
Mm,
see, the more experienced team, the more poised team won. Baltimore's defense was unbelievable, man. They played their ass off, right? They played their ass off. Lamar Jackson was inaccurate all game. He was
mm,
inaccurate all game. But with that being said, they still was right there in the game. Zay Flowers catches a long pass, and I guess he's not into the moment's kind of too big for him, Matt, where he spins the ball and gets a flag where they take it 15 yards back.
unsportsmanlike, I heard.
That was huge. 2 plays later, he gets a chance to score, but him not being in the game mentally, one of the best safeties in the game, who's locked in the game, who's taught to play sideline to sideline, Matt, who's giving 110% because he understands the magnitude of this game. Zay Flowers sticks the ball out, think he got a touchdown, but the
Out
safety's
his
given
ass.
extra effort and knocked it out and saved the touchdown. That saved the game. And then Lamar, instead of him being the quarterback he is, but he's trying to beat Patrick Mahomes and trying to sit in the pocket instead of running what Purdy did last night. When it's time to run, you got to run and make extra plays. Lamar didn't do that, bro. He was not
Mm.
focused. I think the game was too big for him, just like it was for Dak. And they looked at the same. They both looked nervous. Shout out to Pat Mahomes, though. You
Mm.
definitely showing why you're
Mm.
one of the best to ever do it.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, those moments, man, the moments, I mean, Jack, they say it in the league. I mean, the lights in the playoffs are different. And I think football is even more pressure per game because it's only one. We get 7 round series or, 7 game series. So, sometimes them lights are bright. I didn't get a chance to see the game, but pretty much I heard that they had definitely had their chances to win and they didn't handle business. So, Mahomes going to his fourth Super Bowl in 6 years. He's
Yee.
14-3 is his all-time playoff record. All three losses were less than one score, and two of them were to Tom Brady. Jack, only after 6 years, if he were to retire or something crazy would happen to him, where would you rank him in the all-time hierarchy of great NFL quarterbacks?
I mean, name another quarterback that's got off to the start he's got. I mean, like shit.
Not one.
You know what I'm saying? This is the way that Tom Brady ended his career. He's starting off his career like this. So for me, bro, I don't. As the rate he's going right now, I got him right behind Tom Brady, but he's definitely
Ooh,
has a position. I mean, has the skill and opportunity to pass Tom Brady in my mind.
yeah. Yeah, I mean he's again one or two for me, depending on the day. I just think he's a new age quarterback that does a little bit of running, strategic running, and then just all the arm angles and the ability to sling that bitch all over the field. His mental is a monster. Plays through tough injuries. No game is too big. Uh, he's just he was built for these type of situations. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean if you're gonna rank rings, it's gonna be Brady. If you're going to rank just talented quarterbacks, I'm taking Mahomes. I've never seen anybody as good as Mahomes, which leads me to how my team has to play. Obviously, shout out the 49ers. Y'all had me sweating in the first half, smoking like a chain smoker. But, Jack, they were down 24-7, as you've seen. In that second half, the whole game changed.
Yeah, you had a lot of help, bro. Going for that fourth down instead of kicking that field goal. The running backs was murdering y'all in the first half. He come out second half and
Murdering.
fumble the ball. Receivers dropping first down passes. Shout out to the quarterback for the Lions. You played your ass off, bro. You can't.
Golf played well.
Golf. You showed up, bro. Your receivers dropped too many good plays. But San Francisco, when you talk about football being a team game, I agree with that. But you need your star players, and Debo made a big difference for y'all.
Mm,
Y'all a totally different team with Debo on the field. Without
no
him on the
question.
field, y'all don't look as confident. But having him back, I got a great chance to win that Super Bowl. But I can't. I got it. Purdy, I got to give you props, bro. You showed
Yeah.
up, bro.
Shout out Purdy for sure. First half he had an off half, but second half he was hitting his mark, but then also getting out in the pocket and running and picking up them 10, 12 yard chunks. It was impressive. Yeah, getting the Debo. He's to me one of the most exciting players in the NFL when he has the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And another man that's one of the most exciting players in the game for a different reason is Kittle. They started getting Kittle the ball where he can get loose because he's a big fella who
Mm-hmm.
gets wild out there too. So second half, man, defense shored up. Big shout out my homeboy, little homeboy. He's bigger than me, but it's my little homie. His pops used to train me. Eric Armstead with the big fumble recovery. Jack, there's a lot of talk about the coaching and going for fourth downs, but the way I look at it is that's the style that got y'all here. Obviously, you might have to be more conservative depending on the situation. I think they should have kicked one of the field goals, but you can't be mad and try to criticize a coach now because that same style going on it for going on it the most in the NFL on fourth downs and just the trickery that they led the league in the most trick punts, although they didn't do trick punts. This coach is, outside the box when it comes to it. This team loves them. They're very motivated, similar to where I see Pierce with the Raiders. I mean, I think it's moving away from those X and O's, similar in the league. Moving away from them X and O's, old school coaches, and these players that can captivate these players, the former players, then come in here and captivate these players' imaginations and making them believe, man. So definitely shout out Dan Campbell, man, for the job he did. I mean, he did Hard Knocks, what, 2 or 3 seasons ago, Jack, and told them what kind of team they were going to be, and built that team right in front of our eyes, and made the NFC Championship. Them lights were
Hey,
bright as a motherfucker, Jack.
but this one thing that I will say, Matt, the other 4 times he made those decisions, because he made one against the Cowboys, they had the momentum.
Yeah,
The 49ers had just scored 27 straight points in that half. You didn't have you didn't have the momentum. You should have kicked that field goal because you had the momentum. And the other time he was right. They had the momentum. But that night,
yeah,
bad call.
yeah. I'm not mad at that at all. I definitely thought they should have kicked one, but anyway, our partners over at DraftKings have the boys, my boys, the Niners favored by 1.5. Versus Kansas City. I think it's going to be a great game. We got our work cut out, but shout out to both teams, man. Be great. Stay healthy. Snoop, there's a Snoop clip gaining a lot of traction. Obviously, Jack, getting a chance to sit down with our dog again, man. It was amazing for him to let us go in the lab after and hear them songs with Dr. Dre. Incredible. Thoughts real quick on just as we wrap up this show. The Snoop interview, and then obviously the clip picking up a lot of traction where him and 50, look out for OGs that are behind the 8 ball these days.
Well, first I want to say to Snoop and his staff and everybody at this compound, man, the love y'all showed us is
Yes.
unthinkable, bro. I can't say how much I appreciate y'all enough for all the love y'all showed us. And anybody dropping the album this summer, don't do it. Wait till the third,
Mm-hmm.
fourth quarter. Don't drop it in the second quarter. Don't drop it this summer because Dre and Snoop are dropping something that the game has been missing. The game been looking for. Um, I'm glad I was honored to hear it before it come out, man, because I got something to look forward to this summer.
Yeah, definitely. We enjoyed. We smoked to it. Great interview. A lot of viral moments. Gave us so much game. Second time around. Real quick on how they look. Him and 50. I thought it was really dope. 50 reposted the clip too on how they kind of look out for OGs. And this is something that Bassey mentioned that the Players Association or the NBA should do is look out. A lot of guys fall in hard times and have different circumstances. And I definitely think, with all the money this league makes, it wasn't a bad idea. Forgive me, Michael Cage is a Stak doppelganger. Stak, you've
Doppelganger.
been you.
That's fire. I like the curl.
The curl is it wet or dry? That should look dry.
Michael Cage had a nice curl though.
His shit was wet.
Yeah, yeah, he had a nice
Yeah,
curl.
his shit used to shine. I remember. Shout out Michael Cage, man.
Michael Cage will knock a nigga ass out too. So you right. I am resembled him a little bit. He gonna knock a nigga ass out.
Fan commented on the Sketcher clip where I guess I said, I don't even recall it after Snoop said Martha Stewart. Someone said, dude said, after Martha Stewart, and the next dude said, Matt Barnes is freaky as hell. Like, that definitely wasn't crossing my mind.
You can introduce us to Martha. We can get into business with her.
Yeah.
Like that.
Not the other,
Not at all.
uh-uh. With all due respect.
Shout out Martha though. She did her time.
Jack, the Sanders boys. Shout out all three of the Sanders sons. His three sons pitched in and bought their dad a mansion in Colorado. I think that's what dreams are made of, man.
Man, keep Prime name out your mouth. See what he doing with his boys? He's raising
Mm-hmm.
men. How many people can
Yep.
say that he raised their boys to the point where they buying him a mansion? And you know what?
Mm.
He's instilling that same thing into all those players too.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So anything Prime gets, you know how we feel about Prime, man. He deserves it, man. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
so proud of him and his sons.
It's funny to me getting a chance to really know Dion well and know what he's about and what he stands on, and you hear all these people try to bash him in the media, or you hear so-called friends sneak dissing, talking shit behind his back. It's just crazy because he's one of the you don't meet very many real ones that are really genuine and really fuck with you and mean what they say. But Dion is definitely one of those guys, man. So shout out to Dion, shout out to his sons, shout out to all you suckers out there talking shit about him, clowns. Jack, this week dropping, we got one of our favorites, OG Point God, Rod Strickland. Had a really good time sitting down with him. The way he's kind of looked at it, his life, and the ups and downs, and kind of finding his piece of why it went bad, and being able to kind of clear his spirit and his soul and understand, that he could have did more in that time. But very deep conversation. Had a good one with him. What do you think about that Rod interview?
Great interview, man. Somebody who's always been real with himself. Another Oak Hill graduate. Just somebody who I've always admired and took his advice took heed to his advice. Solid dude, and he the way he thinks, I respect it because it's never how other people think. Other people think or see it. It's how he sees it and how it benefits him. And that's something I took from that interview.
Mm, definitely. Well, man, that's a wrap. Real quick, can we get that picture of Stephen Cage up real quick again? Can you just flash that for us? There it is. Yes, I'm gonna smoke to that picture after this. Man, you can catch Unplugged every Tuesday on All the Smoke Production YouTube and our partner DraftKings and the DraftKings Network. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.